Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to play C major, an open position, and A minor. So, if you haven't seen the other episodes yet, or the other lessons, I should say, you should go back and watch lesson 1 and 2 before you do this one. That way you're prepared for everything that we're going to go through today. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so the first chord that we're going to go over is going to be a C major chord. Now, C major, the key of C major actually is a very common one. A lot of people play in it, so it's a really good one to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our third finger, so our ring finger, and then we're going to put our ring finger or our third finger on the third fret of the fifth string. So like I said, if you haven't seen lesson 2, then this might not make much sense in lesson 1, so make sure to go back. And how we're going to do that is we're going to play an open position, and we're going to start with our third finger, which is this finger right here, or our ring finger on our left hand, and we're going to put it on the third fret of the fifth string. So if you look really closely, this finger right here, this is how it sounds before the fifth string, and then when you put your finger on it, that's how it should sound, okay? Now, the next finger you're going to put down is your middle finger or your 2 finger onto the second fret of the 4th string. So this is what the 4th string sounds like before you put your finger down. It's a D, and then once you place your finger down, it's actually an E chord. Or not an E chord, but an E note. Anyways, the next finger we put down is our first finger, and we're going to put this on the first fret of the second string. So we're going to skip the third. And that's how it sounds. So now you're going to play from the 5th string down. Get a little bit better view of this. And that is a C major chord. So I would recommend, if you have a pick, just start with the 5th string and just go down. Now I might feel a little weird at first because you're not used to playing a chord. Your fingers might hurt a little bit. This is all normal. Just know that it takes time to build calluses on your fingers and strength in your fingers as well. If you're having a hard time just pushing down, you can grab your thumb and kind of like use it to bar in the back of the neck to help you push them down. And then if you're having problems with the sounding right, if it doesn't sound like this, then you might have a finger that's slightly off. So that's why I recommend just going down each string until they all sound good, and then it should sound like this. C major chord. So practice that and that shape. The more you practice it, your fingers will just kind of automatically go in that position. You won't have to think about it as much. You're like, okay, a C major shape, you know, and then you don't even really have to look at the frets eventually. But that takes time, so be patient with yourself. So now that we know a C major chord, the next one we're going to play is an A minor. So this one's slightly different. Let's try to get a good position here. You're going to be using the same 3 fingers right here. We're going to start with our ring finger this time, and it's going to be put on to the 2nd fret of your 4th string. That's going to sound like this with your finger down on it. And then your ring finger is also going to be on the same fret, but the string right below, which is the 3rd string. So that's how that sounds. And then you have your pointer finger right here ready to go, and you put it in the same place that the C major was. So you put your 1 finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And that sounds like this. Now, what you do, now you have all your fingers in the way, you start with the 5th string again, which is just an open string, which is an A, right? Which actually makes a lot of sense. And you play from the 5th string down. And that's an A minor chord. And you want to do the same thing that you'll do with the C major chord, which is you want to play each string until they get sounding really clean and they're not buzzing and you don't have any issues with that. Something that can help when you're still learning and your fingers haven't built calluses is just put your fingers where the frets are and don't push down on it until you're ready to play it. Like right now, I'm not pushing down on it, but when I play it, now it sounds fine. It's some people call it like a push and release type of method. It definitely is helpful when you're first learning because sometimes your fingers aren't used to pushing down like that, so they hurt or they just aren't strong enough to do that, so you have to build up to that point. So now we have the C major chord, to an A minor chord. So now you know a C major chord and an A minor chord. Just with those two chords, you've already learned quite a bit. Now, most songs at least have 3 chords in it. Not every song does. I actually have written songs that only have 2 chords. It's just the way you play them between the verses and choruses, just as a little test. But you can actually play or write a song with only 2 chords. But I would recommend, like I said, at least have 3, if not 4 chords. Most songs have at least 4 chords. So now that you know the C major chord and the A minor chord, the next chords we're going to learn is an E minor chord to an A minor chord, which is very similar, but we'll talk about that in the next lesson. And then you'll know 3 chords, which, hey, that's not too bad. You know, you're off to a great start. So that's the end of this lesson for today. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you have any questions about what I taught or anything else about guitar or any other videos I do, I'm happy to answer those the best I can. And if you like this video and if it was helpful, please like. It does greatly help me out on YouTube and keep me motivated to keep making these for you guys, and just keep me motivated making videos in general. And until next time, keep rocking on.